I'm tired of seeing him. I was tired of seeing him on the field. Everywhere I was with the ball, number 52 was right there. And he was there to hit you with bad intentions. Wanting to say hello, was breathing down nicely.
I just knew, I always knew if I let you get to my secondary, it wasn't going to be good.
I wonder what it was like. If you walk me through it, you go first here, Ray, when you knew that you were playing the Titans, because this was back in the day when you saw them twice a year too.
Yeah, but Rich, man, look, honestly, like me and Eddie, we do it all the time, but we go back even further, right? Before they came, right? Became Tennessee, we started this rivalry when they was Houston, and for us to start this in 1996, we met in 1995, Playboy All-American, Kodak All-American, and then we had this little rivalry, in college, and just so happened we ended up in the same conference. So when we started going at it, man, we became really great friends, I think, at the Pro Bowl, 97, 98, when we first went to the Pro Bowl. And actually, I was getting every drink that Eddie wanted. I mean, I root for Eddie. Rich. I tell this story all the time. Me and Eddie went to the Pro Bowl, and people didn't even know who the Baltimore Ravens were, right? And Eddie walked in to Waikiki, and they was like, "Oh, Eddie." And Rich, I stood behind 400 people for 3.5 hours on autographs. And the rivalry begins, right?
No, and Ray's absolutely right. And I do recall we started the competition in the backyard of the agent that was courting both of us. And it started off with a friendly drinking game. And you know how when you start Smashers,
Ohio State game
going, and then it led to us going in the backyard shooting paintball, trying to hit a target, and then it led into Ray talking. Well, he said, "Hey, if I saw you in college right now, I'm fresh off the Heisman." He says, "Man, I will snap you in half." And Ray at the time he had a cast on his foot, and he was about 208 at the time. I'm looking at him like, "Boy, hey, you too light in the ass to be the big team." And that's where it all started. And I tell you what, Ray's absolutely right. A lot of our rivalry began when I was in Houston. He was in Baltimore when we did play in front of absolutely nobody.
Nobody.
It was six. The COVID protocols was in place in 96 in Houston. There was nobody in there.
Yeah.
And it was competitive.
Yeah.
Ray was a young rookie at the time, very hungry, on a Baltimore defense that was kind of complacent, and he was really changing the culture. You can sense that. Here was a team, won 4 ball games. We played in the last game of the season in Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. Wow. Place packed. And I'm like, this is the last game. We're not going to the playoffs. He's going to the Pro Bowl. I'm going to the Pro Bowl. Let's just get to this game and just call it a day. It's not going to, no. I mean, goal line stands. It was like as if it was for the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. And it was, matter of fact, that's where he knocked the out of me. I'll never forget that. I came up the gut, and all of a sudden it was lights out. Next thing I know, I'm coming to on the sidelines, and Steve Jackson, our defensive back, came up to me. He kept walking by me like, looking at me like, what happened? What happened? He says, man, you don't want to know. All I said was that before I even finished the sentence, Ray Lewis knocked your ass out. I said, no. And that's where it all began, man. And it got really nasty thereafter when both of our teams became who they were at the particular time.
Yeah. So it's special to watch it now. It's really special. Me and him talk about it all the time. We talked about it last year, the year before, every time we get ready to play each other.
Yes.
We call each other on the phone and say, here we go again.
Here we go again.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.